What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be giving you guys a really quick recap of the Star Wars Squadron storyline, and I'm going to attempt to do it in under 6 minutes just to keep it as short as I possibly can while still covering all the main details. Obviously, a lot of you guys might not have bought Squadrons just yet, as a lot of people are understandably skeptical of the game, or some of you might even have it but you just mainly want to focus on the multiplayer and get on that grind early. And so if either of those are the case for you, then hopefully this can sum it all up nicely if you do want to know what happens but you don't really care enough to play it for yourself. It goes without saying, but there will be spoilers in this video. So getting stuck straight into it, the story sees you playing as both a TIE pilot and a pilot from the New Republic as well, alternating between each point of view with every couple of missions. The story actually starts out during A New Hope, right after the destruction of Alderaan. Lyndon Javes is introduced to us as an Imperial pilot, and him and the squadron are tasked with taking out an Alderaanian convoy who had escaped from Alderaan before it was destroyed. Javes isn't your typical Imperial. He wasn't happy with the attack on Alderaan, and he actually defects from the Empire to escort the convoy to safety, which the rest of his squadron are obviously not happy about at all. The rebels get his transmission and come to help save the convoy, and after taking out the Star Destroyer's targeting system, they jump to hyperspace and get the convoy to safety. We then get a time jump from the destruction of Alderaan all the way until after the Battle of Endor, and you, Vanguard 5, are introduced to Grace, Keo, Frisk and Gunny, who all together form Vanguard Squadron. Vanguard Squadron has just been reassigned right as you were transferred to the team, and one of your first missions is to steal an Imperial Star Destroyer from the gas giant of Yavin Prime, which you're told will be used for the new Project Starhawk. However, the team doesn't exactly know what that means. After successfully stealing the Star Destroyer by allowing a boarding team to take control, the New Republic escape with the Star Destroyer, and after a little bit of trouble holding the Empire from destroying it, you successfully escort it to the Nadiri dockyards, which is where Project Starhawk is taking place. We then switch to the POV of the Imperials again, and you're now playing as one of the pilots who was in Lyndon Javes' squadron back before he defected. Captain Carroll, who was also part of the squadron at the time, recruits you to join forces with Sol, Grey, Vonreg and Shen, who are known as Titan Squadron. The Imperials have caught wind of Project Starhawk through a spy in the Hosnian system, and Admiral Ray Sloan orders that their first mission together is actually to travel to Hosnian Prime and safely extract the spy who was feeding them their information. After some extremely heavy defense from the New Republic, seeing as Hosnian Prime is actually the capital of the New Republic, the Empire just managed to escape with the spy and escort them back to the Overseer. Titan Squadron are then tasked with finding the location of this so-called Project Starhawk. However, Lyndon Javes figures this out and decides to try luring Captain Carroll and the Overseer into a trap. They send a fake signal out into space which they know is heard by a listening post in Asalis, and even though the information that they sent in the transmission was fake, they launch an attack on the listening post to lure the Empire into thinking that they're actually destroying it to hide the truth. They destroy the listening post, getting the attention of Captain Carroll, and she falls straight into their trap. They lure the Overseer into the Xavian Abyss, a dangerous bottleneck out in deep space, where finally they reveal the Starhawk in order to destroy Carroll and the Overseer. The Starhawk is revealed to be a dominant starship with a tractor beam over 10 times the power of an Imperial Star Destroyer, and so once they lure the Overseer into their trap, they use the tractor beam to capture it. However, Carroll decides to take a huge risk and jump to hyperspace through the Abyss, which could have easily ended with them flying straight into a star for an instant death to everyone on board, but they just managed to survive despite the Overseer taking huge damage. Carroll now knows how much they need to destroy the Starhawk, so after finding the location of the Nadiri dockyard, she sends Titan Squadron to assault Mon Cala, luring the New Republic away from the Nadiri dockyards, at which point they counter that with another assault, this time at the Nadiri dockyards. The attack on the dockyards is successful. They deal huge damage to the entire area as well as the Starhawk itself. However, reinforcements arrive from the assault on Mon Cala after learning of their ruse, and the Starhawk just escapes from the assault. However, it is far too damaged to be of much use. Vanguard Squadron know that themselves and the New Republic as a whole are in serious trouble, so they head to Galatan to repair a communication satellite in order to call for help. They are successful and Anvil Squadron arrive for support. The Empire has the Starhawk trapped near Galatan despite those reinforcements, so they head in to deal the final blow. You, Titan 3, are tasked with infiltrating the Starhawk and destroying the reactor core, which will be unfixable and will cause the Starhawk guaranteed destruction. Titan 3 is successful, dealing the final blow to the Starhawk and setting fighting it off, as well as actually killing Lyndon Javes as ordered by Captain Carroll. After a successful attack on the Starhawk, Titan Squadron head into hyperspace as they do believe that their job is done, and that is actually the last that we see of the Overseer. Now, Javes does happen to survive, however, by deceiving Titan 3 during the chase, and since the Starhawk can no longer be fixed, Harris Indula and Vanguard Squadron plan to use the corvettes inside of its tractor beam to actually drag it into the collapsing moon of Galatan. After nearly failing to protect the Starhawk while doing so, they're eventually successful and the Starhawk crashes into the moon, creating an enormous explosion which takes out the entire Imperial fleet who were stationed in Galatan, with Vanguard Squadron only just escaping from the explosion. The New Republic have won this battle despite the fact that Titan Squadron survived when they left the battle earlier, and Ardo, Hera and Javes are tasked with the creation of more Starhawk prototypes, continuing their work for the New Republic. So that is the entire recap of the story mode in Star Wars Squadrons. There's obviously some small bits here and there that I missed out on, but the main storyline was all there. This was very much a side story. It didn't have any drastic effects on the lore of Star Wars overall, other than just sort of setting up some of the foundations of the New Republic, but overall it was a great little side story to add to Star Wars. It was nothing special, but I am personally glad that I played it, as despite the relatively short length and the somewhat lackluster effect on Star Wars as a whole, it was actually great to get a view from both sides of the story on some of the more gritty war-based content rather than the normal Jedi versus Sith storyline that is so often present in Star Wars. So for me, it was a nice little change up and I'm definitely glad I played it. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you guys thought of this story. I have a feeling that most people are probably going to find it a bit too short and somewhat boring, but I'm definitely keen to hear everyone's thoughts. That is going to do it for this one though, guys. If you enjoyed the video, then be sure to leave a like down below, and if you are new, then consider subscribing to the channel with those notifications on. Thank you all so much for watching. You guys have a great day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.
Crush them! Make them suffer!